Saudi Arabia is a US vassal. In that case, why does it export petroleum to China and also have the dealings in Chinese yuan? Interesting question. Ultimate Power A1 says, what's the issue that's going on between Saudi Arabia and UAE? I saw you speaking about it in a recent podcast. Can you please explain it? And Chandrasekhar Biswas says, with Saudi Arabia's potential purchase of Chinese jets through Pakistan, is Riyadh trying to drift away from US influence, especially as it backs rivals to uh, US aligned UAE forces in South Yemen? Also, if not, why is China allowing this as technology can fall under US supervision? See, okay, first let's talk about the jets. The Pakistanis owe a lot of money to the Saudis, right? The Pakistanis owe a lot of money. They always go to the Saudis with a begging bowl. The Saudis always bail the Pakistanis out by giving them some loans. So the Pakistanis have to repay the loans at some point in time. The Pakistanis are saying, we don't have money. We have some fighter planes that we purchased from the Chinese, or maybe we are jointly developing some fighter planes, the JF-17 or whatever, with the Chinese. We will give you some of these fighter jets in lieu of the money that we owe you. And the Saudis are interested. They are willing to bite. Now, these fighter planes, JF-17s, that the Pakistanis are building jointly with the Chinese, these are export versions. That's not the full version. The Chinese don't even use the JF-17. It's a MiG-21 derivative with some more advanced features. That's what it is. And it's simply an export variant of export fighter jet. The Chinese themselves don't use it, as far as I understand. They have other fighter planes they use, more advanced fifth generation, etc. fighter planes, and they have the Sukhoi knockoffs and all the Chinese and so on. Yeah. So this technology is not that sensitive. If it falls into American hands, the Chinese are okay with it. It's not like some big technological secrets are going to fall into American hands. Okay. So the Saudis are very strongly considering acquiring these Pakistani Chinese fighter jets from the Pakistanis. The Saudis have been selling oil to China, and they have been taking the money from the Chinese in yuan, which is very naughty. Very naughty. Naughty. And then there's the issue between Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Hmm? So there's a lot of complicated stuff going on here. What is the complication? How do we unravel the complication is the question. See, Saudi Arabia is a much larger country than the UAE. Much larger country. And the Saudis want to survive the 21st century. They know that oil is not going to be the end of, it won't be around forever. In the Stone Age, everybody needed stones, and stones were valuable. But today, stones have no value. Similarly, in the oil age, everybody needed oil, and that's why Saudi Arabia became so prosperous. But eventually, the world may move on from oil into other sources of energy. Then what happens? So the Saudis are trying to plan for that. And the Saudis, they are, you could say, aligned with the US very strongly. They recently purchased a tremendous amount of American arms, ammunition, weapons that pleased Mr. Trump. But the Saudis also have their own interests. And the UAE is very closely aligned with the US and Israel also. Okay. And the Saudis and the UAE are on opposite sides, kind of, in Yemen. The Saudis and the UAE are also allegedly on opposite sides in whatever is happening in Sudan. They are backing opposing factions, rapid support forces and the other one, that sort of thing. So there is a rivalry between Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Okay. There is a rivalry. And the UAE is more closely aligned with Israel and the United States. And Saudi Arabia wants to diversify, wants to perhaps hedge its bets and have diverse friends, right? So that is the situation. And the UAE seems to be kind of, brotherly nations and all. But that is the deal. So Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia has been dealing with China, selling a large amount of oil to the Chinese and dealing in yuan, real yuan kind of thing. That obviously is not going to please the Americans or the Israelis. And the UAE is also pretty robust actor in the region. They also have a reasonably strong military and so on. So that is the rivalry that's happening right now. How it will turn out, how it will go, we'll have to wait and watch.